So we'll start the recording here. Hello, everybody. My name is Meryl Fury. I'm the president and CEO of Plant-Based Nutrition Movement. I come on every Thursday around about noon. Today we're running just a little bit late due to some technical difficulties, but every Thursday around about noon to do a whole food plant-based recipe. Today we are doing a combo. I did a mashup. We are doing a roasted veg bake with a vegan bechamel sauce. There are a lot of times when we just want to do a meal that's quick and easy and get it done so that we can, eat and be done with it and clean up the kitchen and go on about our business. And then there's some times, at least for me, where I actually enjoy being in the kitchen and I like creating and I like building flavor and trying new textures and things. So today is one of those days. I did a lot of the prep ahead of time. In fact, I have one of these in the oven already. Let me just make sure it's not burning while I'm here. And I'll put one together. I'm going to take this one out of the oven. Just 1 second, because it's been waiting and heating up. And then we'll get to making the one so you can see how it goes. I just need to move this camera out of the way just a little bit. Okay. All right. So, like I said, this is a roasted vegetable bake with a bechamel sauce. So I started making the bechamel first, since that seemed like it was going to take the longest. It requires 2 cups of raw cashews, which is a standard base for creamy sauces. This is it when in the complete stage. It requires 1/2 of a white onion, a stalk of celery, 3 large cloves of garlic, 2 cups of the cashews, some vegetable broth, a little bit of nutmeg, a little bit of white vinegar, a little bit of nutritional yeast, some no seasoning salt, which I didn't add any, and some black pepper. You soak the cashews for about an hour, and I can certainly post these recipes. You soak the cashews for about an hour, then put all of those ingredients in a high-speed blender, preferably, and puree. If you have one that will puree like for a soup so that it heats the ingredients in the blender, that'll help, because everything's going to go in the oven and it'll just come together faster if you do it that way. But that's what this is. This is the bechamel sauce. It is actually very nice and tangy. Hold on 1 second. Really very nice. The white wine vinegar gives it that tang, and of course, nutritional yeast gives it that cheesy flavor, and the cashews make it creamy. So this is an excellent sauce. I would recommend this every day. Okay, and we're gonna put together the roasted vegetable pasta bake. We'll just do that right here. Okay, we are going to use, and these are, I guess I should do it like this, eh? So you can see what the heck I'm doing. Okay, so here, these are the vegetables that I already prepared, because doing all the chopping and roasting takes a little bit of time. And actually today, I didn't have any parchment paper. I went to the store 3 times and still forgot the parchment paper. So we did it on top of the stove in a nonstick pan, okay, with no oil. So I have about maybe 10 or 12 ounces of chopped mushrooms. These are a mixed variety. So you have some oyster, you have some shiitake, and you have some baby bella. This here is a mix of zucchini, red bell pepper, and orange bell pepper. This was also sauteed on top of the stove in mushroom broth. And I'm looking for, to pull out some of that umami flavor here. The peppers are going to come out sweet. The zucchini is going to come out sweet. So I'm trying to balance the flavors all the time. This here is chopped leek and some red onion. That's this stripe here. And then this is more of the red and orange bell pepper with some diced eggplant. Okay. So there we go. That's all of that. Then we have some penne pasta. This is lentil penne. So it's lentil, actually a mix of lentil and quinoa. And then we have some tomato sauce, which I may have to add to. So I'm just going to start putting it together now. So in a large bowl, we put the pasta. I don't know if you can see me over here. I always got my hand in the way, don't I? Putting the pasta in this bowl. And we really just add all of these vegetables. And I apologize, I am right-handed and in the way, so you guys can see that, right? The eggplant I prepared by sprinkling it with salt and letting it sit salted in a dish so that it draws the water out of the eggplant. I let it sit for, I don't know, maybe 45 minutes to an hour. And then I actually manually squeeze the water out of each slice of eggplant. So it was sliced. And I did that so you can see how that looks now. And now I'm going to add the tomato sauce. Tomato sauce I actually made last night. It was part of dinner last night. And it has some garbanzo beans. It's got some cannellini. And I may need to add some crushed tomatoes here. Let me just pull all this together. So it's smelling very much like, I don't know, it smells kind of like an eggplant parmesan or a lasagna in a way. It smells really good. I'll let you see that. Nice and colorful. We got the red, we've got the orange, we've got green, and that creamy color. Really smells good. And I actually am going to add just one more can of fire roasted tomatoes. Assuming and I'm going to add them with the juices. I love fire roasted tomatoes. And, you know, this is one of the things that since our current public health crisis kicked in, I've had more trouble finding fire roasted tomatoes. They're not always available. This is just Hunt's. Sometimes I do get Muir or one of the, you know, organic brands, but they've been hard to find. So I take what I can get when I can get it. That's kind of how that works. So now we have diced tomato on top. Mixing all that together. Now, one of the things I noticed over years is that, you know, everybody has their own taste preferences in a recipe. Recipes are not exact. It might say 3 cloves of garlic, but not all cloves of garlic are as strong as another clove, and not all cloves of garlic are the same size. So when they say 3 cloves of garlic, it still requires that we, you know, test what it is. We need to taste what it is we're creating, right? So I would probably add a little bit of salt to that, but given that some people don't like salt, I will allow people to just salt it on their plate. I am also going to add just a little bit of Italian seasoning, just a little bit. Actually, I'll just take the lid off here. And what I like to do is just kind of pour some in my hand and then crush it. And I'll stir that in. Just stir to combine. The pasta is also cooked fairly al dente because it's going in the oven, and I didn't want it to absolutely cook to mush, you know. I am going to use some garlic powder, if I can find that quick and easy. Let's use that. My family laughs at me because I like to keep my pantry as well stocked as I can, and my spices and stuff all well stocked. My daughter one time told me, I have an adopted daughter, one of my favorite young ladies in the whole world. And when she came to live with us, she was already very old. Well, not old, grown. She was, 17, 18 years old. She's already quite a little, she's a young adult, let's say. And when she saw how I stock my pantry and that I buy bags of green peppers at a time and bags of bananas at a time and, quantities like that, she said, I see now why they make those word problems that say, if you had 325 bananas, how much would each one cost at $1.25 or whatever, those crazy word problems. She figured she had just stepped into the household of the person that they make those word problems about. Good. Okay, so with this now, we're just going to put it, and this dish is way too small for all of this. 1 second. Yeah, that would never do. Okay, so now we will put this. I'm sorry, my hand's in the way, isn't it? Of my food cam. Whew. That's pretty good right there. Oops, put that in another one. And just put it in the pan and spread it out. And then we're going to put the bechamel on. Now you can thin this out if you like. And since I have so much, I'm going to put more in. It smells really good. Oh my goodness. Okay, and I'm going to put this in the oven. It goes in at 350. I'm going to move this out of the way for just a second. And it probably works best actually to put some foil on top. So that's what we do there. And I have one that I just took out that I can show you. This was a little one, little baby one. It's still quite warm. That's the way that looks. You could, oops, this is nutmeg. You could just sprinkle a little nutmeg on top, maybe. Nutmeg is pretty strong stuff, so not too much of that. All kinds of. Clean this out of the way, and I'll give that a taste. Okay. So a little bit of everything. We got the bechamel and tomatoes and green peppers. I don't have any pasta on there. I'll come back for that. That works. Straight up. No additions or corrections. That's really good. Beautiful. Really good. Okay, I'm gonna grab it with a little bit of pasta. Wow. Okay, Alan, you gotta make this one for sure. Mm. Mm-hmm.
Meryl, can you freeze this?
You know, I am not sure. This is the first time I'm making this. So I'm giving you guys, I'm going to give you guys a little backstage secret. By and large, what I'm doing here on Thursdays are first time. I've never tested these recipes before, by and large. So I don't have any, I've got no history with these. I go on the internet, I search some fairly respectable recipe sites, and I do mashups. I combine things, I delete things, I make, you know, it's fun for me. So I'm not sure if you could freeze this. I believe you can freeze the bechamel. I would say, I mean, we freeze cashew cream all the time. I usually put it in ice cube trays, and then you can meter how much you want to unfreeze at a time or what you want to thaw at a time. My, you know, I'm not sure how the pasta would fare.
Well, I do a lot of pasta freezing of like lasagnas and things, and they come out beautifully. Actually, they're delicious. Just as long as they're sealed tightly, and then you just reheat them in the oven.
Right.
It should work.
And you thaw them before you thaw before you reheat, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thawed out. Let it defrost.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. This one, like I said, I'm just not familiar with the pasta. But it certainly works as a first time around. I would imagine it could freeze. I don't see why it wouldn't. Really good.
Well, especially if you're living by yourself, you don't want a huge batch like that. Nice to put in individual little containers.
Right. Or, you know, this obviously made a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is enough for quite the meal for 6 or 8 people.
Right.
So maybe if you're living alone or there's only 2 people or 3 people, cut the recipe in half by all means. By all means. And then you'd still have quite a bit. So that is our recipe for today. I hope everybody enjoyed that. Do you have any questions, any other thoughts? I do want to let you know a couple things before I go. So if anybody has any questions, now would be a great time. Oh, excellent. Nice. I can't see. Oh, thank you. You love my apron. Sometimes I remember to put it on. I want to show you too. I think everybody that's that might be watching may already know this, but Plant-Based Nutrition Movement is in the middle of 2 charitable activities right now. One is that we are selling masks. The masks are all cotton. There is a space for a filter. It's got a little pocket right there. They are black with green writing. I'll show it this way on this cam. It says, "Eat plants, save the world." We are sending them out to anyone who donates $20, basically. The writing is down low, like that, very subtle. So if anyone is interested in a mask, please send an email to masks, MASKS, @pbnm.org, and just let us know how many you want and your favorite address, and we will send them to you with your payment. And the other thing is, Sherry, would you like to talk about our food drive?
Sure, had to unmute myself there. Okay. So I think everybody heard me talk about this last night, but this is for when we put this on Facebook Live, everybody will see this. So on December 5th, PBNM is doing our first major plant-based food drive for a food pantry in Lakeview, which is in the city of Chicago. It's the Lakeview Food Pantry. We are asking people to provide brown paper bags with the ingredients for a black bean soup that is super easy to make. And I'm just trying to think where people would find the ingredients, Meryl. Is it on our website or on Facebook?
You know what? I think it's on the website, but we can certainly make sure that it's on the website.
It is on the website. If you just go to pbnm.org, and one of the first tabs across the top is events, and if you click on the online event, or click on events, the specific event will show prominently there. So it's got the ingredients and where to drop it off and all that kind of stuff.
Perfect. Yeah. You can either drop it off at Salad Master in Schaumburg, and we have the address posted, or you can let us know if you need us to pick it up, or we can have you drop it off somewhere closer to your home. We're trying to accommodate people as best as we can. And if you don't want to donate food, you can just go to pbnm.org, hit the donate button, and that money, that $20 donation or more, we would appreciate, will all go to us going out and doing the shopping for you. So that's what I'm doing after this call. I'm going shopping.
And actually, I just changed the donate on the website to when you click on it, it will take you to PayPal, and then you can click the drop-down list to say how you want the funds allocated. So it'll make it a little bit easier for people to
That's great.
designate.
That's great.
That's perfect, Judy. Thank you so much. And thank you, Sherry, for letting us know how that works. Perfect. Perfect. Does anybody have any other questions? I can send out, or maybe, yeah, because I'm gonna have to adjust the recipe as I pulled them off the internet. One of them came from the Happy Pear. That's P-E-A-R, the Happy Pear. It's a pair of twin brothers. I believe they are in Australia, and they do plant-based cooking and recipes and demos on their website. And the bechamel came from Chef Katie May. She is one of the chefs that's associated with True North Health Center. So I am going to make adjustments to these recipes, and I will put them up. I can post them on our website, as well as, I guess, on Facebook. All right. Well, thanks everybody. This is a record-breaking. We're done in a half hour. Amazing. Thanks everybody. I appreciate you. Come back next Thursday. We'll do it again. Bye-bye.